Wednesday, January 31st, 2024. We're at the Bitcoin block height of 828,310. TikTok next block. The Fed and Jerome Powell had their meeting today, and no surprise, of course, they did not raise. They just paused or didn't drop the rates, excuse me. We knew they weren't going to raise. Am I surprised? No. I think they're going to raise. He said that he's not going to do it in the next 6 weeks. He may do it in 12 weeks, 6 weeks after that. But we're not here for that. We're here to talk about silver. Is silver a good savings account? My answer to that is yes and no. For those of you that don't know, real quick, let me introduce myself. My name is Jerry. I'm from Jerry Loves Freedom. If you look at my old videos, I've had a big portion of my net worth in silver. But over the last year, actually more than a year, but I've been selling off my silver in exchange for Bitcoin. I used to have gold too and platinum, but I sold it all for Bitcoin and cash. Now, that's not to say I don't like silver. I am a former or currently suffering silver addict. Just to let you know, the other day when I made that video when I was with my grandson in the parking lot of the Nevada Coin Mart, I did not go into the coin shop because I knew if I went in there, I would have bought something. So let's get on into it. So again, guys, I'm coming from, I had precious metals first and then I had Bitcoin. So the question is silver a good savings account? Yes, it's a very good savings account. There's a yes and a no to this. Now let me tell you the yes part. The yes part is, to me, besides Bitcoin, it is the best way to save because now the difference in Bitcoin, obviously it's a physical metal and it's tangible and stuff like that. I mean, it's addicting, man. When you have that silver in your hands, you don't want to let it go. It's great. I mean, you sit there and pile it up and pile it up. It almost is like it's a shopping addiction and a savings at the same time, right? Meaning you can buy something, have it physical, get a receipt or go and get something you want, but you're saving at the same time. It's great. And you're not turning it back into fiat currency unless you need to. That wasn't my strategy. You kept it for the long term, and if you needed something in an emergency, you had maybe your credit cards or cash to do that. You didn't use your physical silver. So it's a great savings account when it comes to that. I mean, to me, it's the second best of all time behind Bitcoin. But the reason why it's not, and I'm going to tell you, you guys are not going to like this, but the reason why it's not is because you're buying it at a loss, right? Every time you buy silver, you're not buying it at spot. Now, I'm talking about physical silver. I'm not talking about the paper, obviously. And when you buy it, you're paying a percentage over spot for the premium, right? So I don't know what the premiums are today. I have no idea. Maybe they're $1.95. Maybe they're $2.95 an ounce. I don't know. It depends on the silver you buy, obviously, and what's going on in the market. And I've heard that the market's pretty bad right now, so I'm guessing it may be $1.50, $2 over spot. I don't know. But if you're, buying that, you're obviously buying at a loss. So let's take the spot. Let's just say spot price is $23. It's probably something around there. It's always floats between $22 and $24. So I'm just guessing, but let's just say it's $23. Well, 10% of that is $2.30. Now, I don't know if that's the spot price or not, but that's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. And I paid that and more, and so have you guys. Now, again, I don't know what the spot price is, maybe $1, $2, whatever, but it's pretty close. Let's just say the lease is 6% or 7%. That's high, man. I mean, that's just high. And you're buying at a loss, and that's not good. That's the main first part. But the second part, and a lot of you guys are going to get mad at me for saying this, but it's not a good hedge on inflation. Now, I could cherry pick, dates and stuff like that. Depends on what dates you pick from what to what. If you pick from 2000 to 2010 or 2000 to 2020, I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is I have a saying, and I know you guys do too. It's what have you done for me lately? And in the last 10 years, guys, especially when the scamdemic happened, in the last 2-3 years, look at all the money printing we did, and it just didn't do what it was advertised to do, and that was keep up with inflation. Silver has not kept up with inflation over the last few years, or maybe 10 years or something like that. Again, I'm not talking about 20 years ago. It might have. I'm sure it has. But I look at recent history because that'll be a better indicator of the future. Now, nobody knows what's going to happen in the future. Nobody does, not even me. I'm not going to sit here and say silver can't hit 30 or nothing like that. But again, it's not about the dollars, guys, okay? It's about what those, or the dollar amount. It's about what those dollars can purchase you, right? If you bought silver at $22 in 2021, and then you're buying it at $23 in 2024, guys, inflation is much higher than this. Now, people will tell you, oh, what are you talking about, Jerry? Inflation's down. No, it's not. The rate of inflation is down. Okay, the rate of increase. Remember, when you have a 3% inflation or 5% or 6% or 7% or even 9% like it was, I believe in 21 or 22, that's just the year over year inflation, right? Meaning whatever that price is, it's 9% higher than it was the year before. So just because it quote unquote lowered the next year from 9 to 7 or 7 to 5 or 5 to 3, that doesn't mean inflation is lower. It's still those prices. The prices doesn't go down. It's just the rate of inflation is slowing down. For instance, if I weighed 200 pounds in 2020 and I gained 10%, that's 20 pounds. I'm 220. Now I'm 220 in 2021 and the next year. Then 2022, if I only gained, quote unquote, 9%, then I got 9% of 2020 of 220 pounds. Then, I'm only gaining 7% the next year. You understand what I'm saying? So the prices don't go down. They're not going to go back to the 2019 or 2018 prices or 2020 prices, guys. It's just not going to happen. So when you're buying this silver, and again, I know silver was in the teens in early 2020, but it hasn't been since I know it crashed down in March and stuff like that, but in the second quarter of 2020, it's been in the 20s, and it hasn't really done anything since then. We've had a 4 or 5x of the money supply since 2020, 2021, and went from 4 trillion to 21 or 22 trillion. I know we pulled some back lately, and I get that there's not as much money supply as there is out there now. But again, at the peak of it, why didn't silver go from? Because a lot of people say, "Oh, it was in the teens." That's true. It was in the teens. So if it was $15, why didn't 4 or 5x and keep up with inflation like we've been told for years? So again, guys, those are just the facts. Don't kill the messenger. Again, it is a good savings account for the first reason I said, but the last 2 reasons I'd have to say overall, no, it's not a good savings account. When I put that in the calculator as, I can save money and put it away, but then I'm buying at a loss and it's not keeping with inflation, my overall answer is no, it is not a good savings account. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And again, guys, you work your ass off for your money, and this is not financial advice. I'm not telling anybody what to do, but guys, I used to have thousands of ounces of silver, thousands of it. And I had to objectively look, and it's hard, guys. It's very hard to be objective to a commodity or savings that you have yourself, or a investment some people may call silver. I know most people don't. It's a savings account. That's why I'm talking about it like a savings account. And it's very hard to be objective, but I had to be objective. I had to look at my future, my kids, my grandkids, and everything else, and what is going to best keep up with inflation, and what is going to be the future of not only a savings account, but a future of medium exchange. And I work hard for my money, man, and so do you. And to me, hands down, silver is great, but it is no comparison to the best way to save. And to me, the only way to save. And that's through Bitcoin. I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace and love, guys.